Quiet, please.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's issue of Inside View. And with me tonight, I have a really great gentleman that I've known for probably the past 8 years. His name is Tobias Butzier, and he's a CHP officer on special duty. Welcome tonight.
Thank you.
Welcome, Toby. So, people see you guys driving up and down the freeway all the time, and a lot of us, thankfully, don't get to talk to you that much. But I've always found the CHP in this county is very, very great people and treated everybody very well and with respect. And I'm a great supporter of CHP and police in general. So how long have you been in the CHP in this area?
I've been a highway patrolman for 18 years, and I've been here. December will be 16 years. I've been in Calaveras County.
16 years. So you know this place pretty good, don't you?
Yeah, I'm in the office. I'm the officer that's been here the longest of anyone else. So yeah, I've patrolled just about every single road in Calaveras County and most of Alpine County, or this side of Alpine County. Yeah.
It's funny how when you stick around long enough, you're the oldest one in the office.
Yes, yeah. When I came here, I was the baby of the office.
Yeah.
In fact, I worked with gentlemen who had kids older than I was, and they were not afraid to let me know that I was the baby of the office as well. And I was the junior guy for about 3.5 or 4 years.
Yeah, there's some great folks that over the years that were within our community that worked in that CHP. So what does the highway patrol do?
So the main purpose, the main goal is provide safety, service, security for the motoring public of the state of California. Not only are we in charge of or responsible for everything on freeways, everything on county roads, any state property, state buildings, we're in charge of the security or any issues with those. Everything from just routine patrol to handling traffic collisions. We have many different specialized departments within the department. Anything from, we have our own SWAT team, mounted patrol on the horses. They actually come out to the teddy bear clinic every year. We try to get them every year. Airplanes, helicopters, we have a boat because state highways go over bridges. So we have to, we're the responsibility of those. All of that different stuff. We run our own academy. We have headquarters that is in charge of a lot of different programs. We're the state regulators for vehicle theft. So we're in charge of vehicle theft. Granted, some PDs and SOs might handle their own, but we're kind of the clearinghouse for all of that information. So we do a lot more than just write tickets and go to crashes. That is the majority of what we do, and that's the majority of what the public would see, because that's when they're going to come in contact with us. But if you go into an area office, everything from vent inspections to car seat installations, to public affairs, these types of events, going to schools, going to classrooms. We do a lot more than just writing tickets and going to crashes. Again, that's why people became highway patrolmen, for that stuff. Arresting drunk drivers, going to crashes, driving fast, that kind of fun stuff. But there's a lot more to the highway patrol than just those two things.
Yeah, Yeah, I've been a little bit involved. I know you guys even have your own mechanic, right?
Correct, yeah, every office has an auto mechanic, because we have a fleet of 8, 9, 10, 11 patrol vehicles that he has to maintain. So yeah, we have non-uniform positions, dispatchers, it's 7,000 officers, but I think about another 5,000 of what we call non-uniform staff.
Do you guys still have the Explorer program going?
We do have the Explorer program. It's been paused because of all the COVID and Corona stuff going on, but we do. That's young men and women, the ages of 15 to 21, who are interested in a career in law enforcement. You can kind of think of it as like a Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts for law enforcement. They generally meet one day a month, one day a week. But they also then compete in competitions with other highway patrol offices or other agencies. You know, a lot of city police or sheriff's departments have their own Explorer programs as well. And it's a good introduction for young people into the life of highway patrol, life of law enforcement, and to see if it's something they're interested in. And it's good, because you would hate to devote a bunch of time and realize this isn't a career that you want.
Yeah, that real world experience that you can give them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they get to go on, at some point, they'll go on ride-alongs, and so they get to see, you know, what it's like to make car stops in the middle of the night on a car that you can't see in. And again, that's a good awakening for them to see if it's something that they're even interested in doing.
Over the years, I've known several of the Explorers, and and then went through, actually attended a couple of their certifications or graduations. It was really, really, really great to see these young people that are interested enough in public safety to be able to, take that on, because that's a big responsibility.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. When this COVID stuff backs off, you guys will probably have a little bit better. Does this high school still have any type of involvement in that, or is it just separate?
They have their own police science program, and so they're always recruiting for us, for lack of a better term, and we work with them if they need help. The Explorer advisors, just officers that are Explorer advisors, will go help with that as well. Kind of, back and forth, tit for tat. Hopefully they, if they recognize someone that's interested in the highway patrol specifically, that they'll kind of guide them our way, and we'll help them as well.
Okay. So how are the CHP officers dealing with the COVID? The stops and everything else. I mean, it's a hands-on. I know it's kind of a hands-on, close quarter type business.
Absolutely, it's kind of a slippery slope for us, because you're right to when you're, especially for like drunk drivers, if you're trying to detect a drunk driver, face to face. You go a lot on smell and actions and slurring their words, and if you're wearing a mask, it's hard to smell. If they're wearing a mask, it's hard to smell the odors as well as their slurred speech. Officers are encouraged to wear masks, and they're asked to wear a mask whenever possible. There are car stops that occur very fast, and sometimes officers won't have an opportunity to do that, as well as, car crashes. You come up on a pretty serious car crash, you need to get help to that person quickly. They may not be able to get a mask on immediately, but they're going to try. And again, if you're looking for drunk drivers, it's kind of hard to obscure your nose, obscure your smell. Yeah. So but the department is conscious of it, and we recognize that if someone asks us to wear a mask, an officer will. If it's feasible to do that, they do carry masks. They are provided masks. We are provided the hand sanitizers. It's in every car. We are getting our cars cleaned a lot more. The offices are cleaned a lot more. We do have a full-time janitor, and he's disinfecting the office a lot more. The public right now is not allowed into the lobby. We're doing that to protect our non-uniform staff who contact the public first. However, we're still serving the public. They're asked to either just call the office number or knock on the door, and then that allows our office staff or officers to then take proper precautions, then we'll go out and assist the public that way.
Right.
At first, we were not doing any of that. It was kind of an uncharted territory, unknown. And as the science came in, the department kind of relaxed some of those requirements, and we're starting to serve the public a little more. The one thing we're still not doing, and I hope it comes up, is we're still not installing car seats yet. And I think that is an invaluable service. I'm a car seat tech myself, and I have not inspected a seat yet that's been installed 100% correctly. Most of them are close, but they're not 100%. And hopefully, and it's actually child seat or child passenger safety week this week, I'm hoping the department can figure out a way to relax those regulations a little more, so we're able to help install those car seats.
Why don't you explain to me about that function, because I never heard of it.
Yeah, so every office has at least one car seat technician. It's a 5-day course. You learn more about car seats and seat belts than you've ever thought imaginable. But you're trained. You're an expert. And so someone that has a car seat or is getting a car seat or has questions about a car seat, they can either call us on the phone or come to the office. If they have a new car seat, we'll install it. We'll teach them how to install the car seat. Our goal is to teach them how to do it. Correctly. Yeah, that's the problem.
I've seen a lot of car seats where, you know, people just strap around them, or many different ways, and it can be really dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. And car seats are becoming extremely safe, but they're becoming extremely complex at the same time. And they're trying to save parents money. So it's this one car seat will serve infant, toddler, all the way up into an 8-year-old.
And turn it into a stroller.
Exactly, yeah. And so the parents get, some of them are confused, some of them are being overly cautious, which we want. I don't mind. I want that car seat to be installed correctly. So they'll come to the office, we'll teach them, we'll pull out their manual, we'll pull out the manual of the car seat and get it all installed in the correct spot correctly. And again, we'll take it out, we'll have the parent install it. Grandparents, we get a lot of grandparents as well. We just did one for grandma's brand new twins are visiting from a different state. And so they went out and bought new car seats and brought them to the office. And again, we weren't allowed to install them for them, but we talked them through how to install it and got those car seats safe to where we felt comfortable that grandma knew what she was doing installing those seats.
Yeah.
And it's a great program, and I encourage everybody. For those that can't afford to upgrade their car seat when their child, especially moves from infant to the toddler, we have an exchange program. We have grant-funded car seats. So you bring us the infant carrier, we're going to give you a brand new car seat that'll serve them up until they're about 5, till about they're ready to move to a booster seat. There's no questions asked. We fill out some paperwork just for tracking purposes, but it's not an income thing. It's if you need a new seat, we're going to get that kid a new seat.
See, that's really great that you mentioned that, because I'll bet you there isn't a whole lot of people in this county that know that you guys have a program like that.
Correct, and I think our county needs it.
Yes.
There's probably a lot of people that need that car seat, so absolutely. Yeah, we're happy to help.
Yes, that's very helpful. Thank you for mentioning that. Has the mood changed, driver mood changed with COVID?
You know, statewide, from what we hear, it has. For some reason, the number of 100-mile-an-hour and above speeding tickets went up exponentially.
Wow.
We didn't see that here. We kind of saw the opposite. We saw a lot less traffic. We had a pretty large reduction in the number of traffic collisions that we take in a month. We were not seeing the speeds. As stuff started to open back up, our area became kind of our area. When I say our area, the foothills and the mountains became a hotspot for people from the Bay Area. So we started to see a pretty big influx in out of area. People trying to enjoy the forest, trying to enjoy all of our parks and all of our recreation areas. So we did see an increase in that, and so as we get more people, we do see an increase in speed and a little bit more of the aggressive driving, and people that are used to driving on the freeway are now driving on a Highway 4, a 2-lane road that you can't do freeway speeds on. It's going to end poorly for you. So
26, that's a real bad.
Absolutely, yeah. All of our state highways, they're not designed to do 80 miles an hour. It's just not safe. You're going to meet one of us either from a crash or a ticket. So we did see that increase, and as things are kind of what I think calming down, that's starting to calm down a little bit as well. And as we get into fall, they're not coming up for the lakes anymore either. So hopefully it's going to settle down a little bit. Because we started to get back to kind of our normal traffic collisions numbers and normal, enforcement numbers that we saw before COVID.
It's what I've noticed, and I'm sure you guys have noticed, is there's a lot more people moving up here from the Bay Area also.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we generally meet them, unfortunately, and have to give them a reminder of our speed limits are 55 or slower for the most part.
Oh, I let me tell you, when all my family members visit, I said, hey, don't want to mess around in Calaveras County because they're out there.
Yes, yeah, we try. Yeah.
So, has the fires in the state taken any of your officers away to respond for response?
Not this fire. The Paradise Fire a couple years ago, we did a lot of the campfire. These fires, we thought they were going to. Our office, we're a small office and in a large division. We're part of Valley Division, which covers all of the Sacramento Valley, basically. The fires we had current this year, we haven't had to help with. We're ready to, and we were put on what's called tactical alert, which means 12-hour shifts, all days off canceled in preparation for that. But those fires kind of died down quick enough that they didn't need our help for them. But we have many times. The campfire specifically, we had officers working 22-hour days, going up there, working a 12, 14, 16-hour shift, and then having to drive all the way back. But these fires, thankfully, have not affected us yet, other than the smoke.
Yeah, that's been rough on all of us, I think. I just wanted to say, because I never got a chance to in the past, I was intimately involved with the Butte fire, and CHP officers had the worst duty possible during the fires because they are at the checkpoints.
Yes.
And everybody wants to get back to their homes, and they're worried about their homes and things, and I sat and I watched the stuff that you guys had to deal with, and I really want to thank you guys for the great, fantastic job that you did.
Yeah, thank you.
During our fire, and overall, I think we have one of the best CHP offices and officers in anywhere around.
I agree.
I really appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Working a checkpoint in a fire is probably one of the worst jobs you can have because you sympathize with people. I know you want to get home. What they don't realize is the roads are not safe, and the firefighters are using the road. That's the break. That's what they're defending on is the road. And one of my jobs during the View Fire is every morning I had to drive the perimeter of the View Fire to relay back to my boss, my lieutenant commander, what was blocked. And it was hell on earth. It was insane. There was no way you'd want to drive on those roads. Again, I sympathize with people. We all do. I remember a woman called the office, just livid that an officer did not give her a detour, did not give her directions. That officer was from Oakland.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the area. He was getting screamed at by everybody. He doesn't know the detour. He followed a map to get to the checkpoint that he was at. And a lot of people don't understand that. After the Butte fire, we really stress to people, you need to know your area. Because the officer you're talking to is probably not from the area. I can give you a million detours. He can tell you how to get to Oakland. That was it. Yeah.
Well, we had 56 different agencies within the first 3 days.
Yeah.
Here, so there's a lot of people from out of the area, and then you're dealing with all of that too.
Yeah.
And not just the catastrophe, but the roads are just regular travel is crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. So it's a lot to do, and you guys did a fabulous job.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I will always remember that.
It was hopefully a once in a lifetime thing.
Please, I hope so. So, Tobias, I've known you for a while, and I've seen you out in public, and I know that, and I don't know if people know, but a lot of our CHP officers and our police officers get involved in the public as well, and I know that you have been involved in the public activities. And one of the things that I seen you involved in was with the Boy Scouts.
Yes.
And which really made me happy to see that.
Yeah.
Because I knew that we had good, solid leadership for those young people that were in the Boy Scouts. And so how's that going?
Good. Everything's on hold for COVID, of course. I started as in Cub Scouts with my son. I was the Cub Master of his troop or his pack. And then when he advanced into Boy Scouts, I'm now involved in the Boy Scouts as the treasurer. And so it's fun. It's good. It's a really great organization. It's not, you don't get quite the amount of numbers that you used to. I think everyone's so busy with everything else nowadays, but I highly encourage getting in Boy Scouts. It's a lot of fun. The boys get to do a lot. Hopefully, once COVID is over.
If there's any forest left.
Yeah, very, very true. Yeah, it's like I said, I thoroughly enjoy it, and it's a very good small group, but a good group of boys for sure.
And so now you're also involved in Valley Springs activity, is that right?
Yes, yeah. As if I wasn't getting yelled at enough in my day job, I decided to become the head umpire for Foothill Little League. I did that for a couple of years when my son was in Little League. Really enjoyed that. I love working with, we have a lot of just young umpires. They're just 14, 15, 16-year-old umpires. I really enjoy that. Plus, they asked me because they know I'm not intimidated by parents. And so if someone yells at me, it's okay, I can get that. And parents can be, believe it or not, they are very, very lively when it comes to their youth sports.
Oh, yeah.
And so I still do that, as well as there was they needed a president for the Little League board. And so I stepped up and was voted in as the president of Foothill Little League also. So I enjoy being part of the community. I've lived in this community for 16 and a half years now, I think, and I like being part of the community and helping out. I wish more people did. I wish more people had the time and took the time to get involved in the youth sports and the youth activities. And it's a really good group of people that I'm with. Unfortunately, it seems to be the same group of people, but we try to do our best, and I enjoy it. And a lot of the guys I work with are involved in other youth activities as well. Anything from just being the soccer coach for a year to being on different boards. And we had a retired highway patrolman that was a board of supervisors, at one point in his career.
Bill Claudino.
Bill Claudino, yeah. So again, we are definitely, we're not just highway patrolmen. We are people too. We're in the communities. My wife, unfortunately, signed off a fix-it ticket for me one time because I was in the shower and someone knocked on my front door at home because he knew the highway patrolman lived there.
Yeah.
I get out of the shower and she hands me a fix-it ticket and goes, "Here, he dropped this off for you." And okay, I took it and took care of it, but everyone knows, the highway patrolman lives there, and
Right.
I don't have a take-home car. I don't have a car sitting in my driveway, but everyone knows. And I don't mind. If I didn't like that, I wouldn't work where I live. And
Well,
I work where I live.
It's a testament to the type, what kind of a person you are, and as a CHP officer you are too, that people feel comfortable enough to be able to do that. I've known several in the past, like Bob Applegate, for instance.
Oh, yeah.
He was always involved in in the community, and he lived here since I think he was first started CHP in 1972.
Yeah.
So Bill, and then Terry Strange.
Yep.
Same thing. Then you have Claudino, of course. I see him once in a while.
Yeah.
And then there's Ticket Ted.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah, still comes to the office.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, they're characters. Mr. and Mrs. Moon.
Yep. The Nichols before that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, they are part of our community.
Yeah.
And that's what's really great. It seems like, at least with the CHP, we can retain these folks, and they stick around, and
Yeah.
they're in the community, and they're with us all. They're part of us.
Yeah, most people come to this office to retire. And they may have, in my case, I still had 22 years to go. But when I came here, I knew this was the office I was going to retire out of. And most people that transfer here, they may have a couple years. They may have, like me, 20, 22 years, 28 years before they're going to retire. But you invest yourself in that community because this is hopefully where you're going to work for the rest of your career. And you want to make it a good career.
And a good community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So what else has I know the CHP also does visits at schools.
Correct.
And are you involved in any of that?
Yeah, as the public affairs officer, I go and read books to classes, just go visit classes. I try to get involved in the trunk or treat at one of the schools every single year. Or just, we ask the officers, just, you know, walk through the parking lot every once in a while, or just go to the school. There's always a National Read with a Child Day, I think, and so we always try to get one of the schools to get with us. Our resident post officers, those are officers that are assigned up country. They work Arnold East. They try to go into the schools up there at least once a week, or you know, at least, you know, a couple times a month, to just read a book. We want kids to know that, yeah, we have a uniform, we've got a gun, but we're not scary. That if you need help, you need to come to the officer, to the police. And so the only way we know to do that is just get them used to us, get them used to seeing us, and it's fun. The kids ask the craziest questions, so it's always fun to hear that stuff. And parents, be very careful. They love to tattle on you. So they love to tell us how mom talks on the cell phone or dad doesn't wear a seatbelt.
Oh,
they love to share that story.
I'll bet.
Yes.
I'll bet.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can look for them in the future.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so how about accident rate up here? Has it been doing okay? Or?
It has. It's pretty steady. We average about 50 traffic collisions a month.
50?
An area like San Jose they would average about 800 a month.
Oh my God.
So one is too many, obviously, but 50 is what we average. The real number that sticks out always to us is the number of fatal traffic collisions. That's the one that's the big number that's always tracked. This year we're about average. We've had really bad years in the past. This year seems about average. So again, that's the number, that's our goal. We never want to go to, our goal is 0 every year. We seem to kind of hover around 8 to 10 fatal traffic collisions in a year. We've had as many as 22 about 3 years ago. No rhyme or reason. We analyze all the stats trying to figure it out. It always comes down to either drunk driving, driving too fast, or not paying attention.
Right.
You eliminate those 3, we would have had 0 fatal traffic collisions. Always wear your seatbelt. That's going to save your life. And again, do not drink or drive. It's just, do not drive intoxicated.
Right. How has the rumble strips helped out?
I have no data to say that it has, because again, our numbers seem about average. I'm a big fan of them. I think they're a great idea in the area that we're in. And Caltrans is too. They're on board with doing them and installing them. I think it was a great idea. I wish they would have been installed a long time ago. Yeah, but I don't have numbers to say if they've reduced the number of traffic collisions or not.
Well, I can tell you that you certainly can tell when you're wandering a little bit.
Yes.
Because our roads are so thin as it is,
yes.
or so narrow.
Yeah.
That and I thought it was a great idea when Caltrans came up with that. I can tell you that it's helped me a couple of times.
Yeah.
And if you're pulling a trailer, you can hear the trailer too.
Oh yes, yeah.
So,
it sounds like your trailer's gonna fall off.
Yeah. But I tell you what, I don't think I could do your job.
Sometimes I don't know that I can.
Well, I know there's some really great parts of it, but I also know that there are parts that I don't think anybody should have to go through.
Yes.
But I just want you to know that I know a ton of people in this county, as you well know, and I don't know anybody that doesn't appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
It's nice having a good group of CHP officers out on the streets for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're not always going to meet us under the right circumstances, but hopefully we always do our job professionally.
I've been pulled over too. Right? And I can't say it wasn't my fault either.
Exactly.
So that's just the way it is. So anyhow, thank you very much, Toby, for coming and talking to us and giving us some insight on this, our local CHP. And we're really, I look forward to not seeing you out on the road. But thank you for all that you do in our community.
Yeah, thank you
very much. And thank you very much for coming to Inside View.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
All right.